Welcome, everyone, to Livestream Stars. I'm Ross Brand. This is the show where we feature talented broadcasters delivering high-quality content across Livestream platforms, and Livestream Stars is brought to you by Livestream Universe, where you can find all of our schedules, past shows, and features. We also have daily updates with show recommendations on our Facebook page. Actually, we also have it on YouTube, at our website, and now on iTunes as well. In fact, if you like our updates and you enjoy what we're doing, please consider going to iTunes and leaving a review, subscribe, give us a rating. It's livestreamuniverse.com/iTunes, livestreamuniverse.com/iTunes. And now to tonight's guest is Raven Blair Glover, the Talk Show Maven, former CNN radio personality and award-winning talk show host. Raven is known as the queen of interview marketing and conversion. She's a master at interviewing celebrities and experts in their field, and she's here today to share some of her insider secrets on interviewing experts and influencers in your niche so you can boost sales, expand your credibility, and supercharge your visibility. And Raven is the founder of the Amazing Women of Power Radio Network. She's the host of the new Talk Show Maven Tonight Show, which you can see on Facebook Live Thursdays, 10 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Pacific. You can also find her on Twitter at Talk Show Maven. And Raven, before we get to your specialty, which is interviewing, I hear a little rumor that you may have a new product or some type of invention coming along.
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. I'm so excited to share this with you and all your listeners. Yeah, so a few months ago, I actually invented a product. First of all, thank you for having me on. Hey, everyone. And
thanks so much for joining us.
You're welcome. It's a new patent product, I'm proud to say. I move quickly when I when I think I got something good. I'm like, you know that old saying, if you snooze, you lose. So here's
Right.
the real quick 2-second story. Let's see if we can make this in less than a minute. Okay. So, I wear hats, as you know. So I used to travel with all these hats you see on the screen in a big purse everywhere I went. I'm one of those people is I pick my hat first and then the outfit later. So, that was my problem. I had to carry these hats whenever I spoke. My husband and I, we were just packing all this stuff. The other problem I had was that, I love white hats and they got dirty. I had this one hat that was just perfect and the brim came on, not the brim, but the band came off. And so I decided, you know how it is, they say take a problem, figure out a solution. So I did. Those were my 3 problems. So I created this thing called hat wraps. There's the hat before, there's the hat afterwards. And it went from that into a full line. Now we started off with like 6. Now we have 18. We're having our big, I guess you could say, launch and reveal of all the hat products coming up soon. So that's what it's called. It's the Ravens. Right now we're calling it the Fedora Hat Wrap. And basically it just takes this. I'll give you an example. This is a hat wrap band. We take that off, and there you got your old hat. Is that cool or what?
Nice. Now, tie it
yeah.
all together for me, because since you are all about interviewing and using interviews to boost sales, how are you going to use interviews or talk show appearances or broadcasting in general to get the message out about your new product?
Oh, I'm so glad you asked that. Yes, I am, because I am all about interviewing, all about interview. And so I thought the same thing. I'm like, well, Raven, how are you going to do this and tie it in with what you do? You're interview. You're not this isn't a new business you're starting, but you're going to work it right in. So what I did rather, is I immediately went out and did a search for someone that was really good and really well known on Home Shopping Network, and her name is Lisa Accolade. So I got to know her. We scheduled her interview. I did an interview with Michael Senoff. So now I'm creating a product showing people how to turn a problem or something they feel is missing into a winning patent product that will sell. We're sharing steps, what to do, what to look out for, how to get it patent, how to do the search before the patent to make sure nothing else is out there, and what to do once everything is done. So that's how I'm tying it in. Plus, what you don't know is on my mastermind, every time I get a new member in my mastermind, when we have our live event, Ross, they get a hat and they get to walk the red carpet at our live events. So
Wow,
now
nice.
they'll all get not just a hat, because I don't sell or produce hats, but they'll get a hat wrap. And we've got a special one with coming out with our Talk to Cash, which is the name of our mastermind, on it. And we've already talked to other businesses that want us to market the hat wraps or the half hat wraps with their business name on it. But to tie it into interviews, I'm interviewing the best of the best to show others how to do it. Because isn't that what we do with our interviews? We pass on the message by bringing out the top experts.
Yeah, absolutely. So with that, talk about how you go about getting those experts on your show, how you kind of came up with a program for booking guests and for scheduling the interviews and for getting the most value out of them. Let's start at the beginning. You have an idea of somebody you want to have on that, relates to what you want to talk about, or just is a celebrity that you've admired and you think they'd make an interesting guest. You can see some of them in the picture behind you there on the screen.
Yeah, it goes all the way down. Yeah, love it, love it, love it. I love talking about that. Of course, that's my passion.
How do you go about getting those? What is your process for booking those guests?
Well, I have a couple processes, but one that I want to share with you is called the Icon Interview Formula.
Mm-hmm.
And this is what, in fact, anyone that listens to us today that goes to a website, we'll give them later. They'll be able to get my new book, Talk Show Magic, and this. So let me tell you how this works. So it's the Icon Interview Formula. It stands for investigate, and we teach you how to investigate, and so do your research of the top experts or icons or influencers. But most people miss the mark because they wait until they get the yes to do their research. And they make their list and say, I'm going after this person, but they haven't really researched as to why the guest is going to say yes. So we teach them our full-blown method from this part of the process on investigating, and it all wraps around what I call the irresistible ask. What's going to make them say yes versus no? And you've got to really do your research here to get them to do that. For instance, you want to not just go to their website, you want to look deeper. You want to listen to a couple shows that they've done, find out, listen to their emotions, what got them excited, where did you find that sound like they were kind of tearing up. You want to research and find out what, let's see, what are they doing now? Are they launching a book? Are they having an event? Again, what's in it for them, not what's in it for us. The next thing is C, and that's connect with the person on the other end of the line when you do the irresistible ask and ask for the interview. And you want to connect with them during the interview process as well. So we talk about this in the Icon Interview Formula when we talk to our clients. We're basically saying you're going to connect to a gatekeeper, you're going to connect to a publicist or a manager, and maybe even to the guest itself. So this is why this is so important. If you do a really good job here, the connection between you and them is going to be so much better here. It's all about what you find out that's going to be juicy, sizzling hot, and it makes them excited. It makes them sad. They have some kind of emotion behind it. You see where I'm going? And then the next thing is own your platform. I never say I have a podcast or a live stream or a Periscope. I say I have this rocking show, and my listeners, they love, love, love you, Les. Let's say we're talking to Les Brown. And, you're all about teaching people how they need to be hungry for their success. And my listeners, let me tell you, Les, they are so hungry to move forward. They are so hungry to get unstuck. They are so hungry for something more. And when I thought about them and I thought about your message, I knew you were a perfect match, because I know you're just as passionate about delivering that message as they are in hearing it. Would you be open to being our guest and coming on and giving them some of your strategies that's going to get them out of just being hungry, but move them into action? Do you see how different that is in asking?
Right.
That's part of our irresistible. And I'm only the platform because I never said I have a podcast. I never said I have a Periscope. Most of them, they don't care. A lot of times when you say podcast, even though we know what podcast is and we love it, or we say Periscope, and things like that, that can actually help us lose that yes. Help us, get to the point where they will say, the guest will say, well, I don't know. Then what happens is they start asking questions. Well, how many listeners do you have? How many followers do you have? Who else been
Right.
on your show? How many downloads do you have? So you have to be careful and on your platform. I teach my clients to act like you're sitting in a chair of CNN, CBS, MSNBC. You put the call letters there. You got to go in with that power and talk about your show like that. Don't talk it down, talk it up. Just say, I have a great show, a fantastic show, an amazing show, and my audience needs to hear from you. That's what you want to talk about. So
Right.
and you will find you won't get the questions that many people do. The next thing is get to the nitty gritty. Be quick, be fast, be in a hurry, but be on point because they don't have a lot of time, as you know, right? They do not have a lot of time. You want to get them to say yes, or no. You're committed to giving them the call, but you're not attached to their answer. That's another thing I talk to them about. So be quick
Right.
so that you can get that yes. That's all part of the irresistible ask. So this is one formula, and then I kind of sprinkled a little bit about the irresistible ask, which is something else I teach. And if you do all this correctly, you're more likely to get a yes than a no. Just like I got a yes with you. Yes, I did. Yes, I did. Yes, I
Yes, you did. So let's start at the end and then work backwards a little bit because let's say you get that person on the line, right? You have to be ready with your ask, and that's what all the steps leading up to that are about. What happens when you try and get a hold of them and instead you get a gatekeeper, an assistant, somebody like that? Do you put your ask in through them or through the website, or do you hold off and keep asking and keep trying until you actually get them on the phone?
Well, 9 chances out of 10, if they're a huge person, you're probably not going to get them. I mean, there have been times I've called and expected to get the assistant, and they just happen to be by the desk or in the same place, and they answered it. But you got to be ready no matter what. Okay, no matter what. You're going to go with the strength and the power, just like you would ask the actual person you want to interview, your dream interview. Their gatekeeper, their assistant, their publicist, and them are like this most of the time.
Right.
So you better come correct. You better come on point. And just the way I presented you a minute ago when we were doing the scenario of me talking to Les Brown, that's the same way you want to present it to whoever picks up that phone. It's all about what's in it for them, not what's in it for you. There are people used to say WIFM, what's in it for me. That's the old radio station. Now it's what is it? What's in it for you? Okay, WIFY. What's in it for, FT, WIFT, what's in it for them?
For them.
Okay.
Right.
Because when we start thinking about me, we start thinking about me. Well, what's in it for me? Well, my listeners would really love it. Oh, I really look like I got it going on if I can get them on my show. And it would just be really great because they got a big list and all these followers. That's what's in it for you.
Right.
They don't give a crap about that. I said some key things. When you go do your research, what's in it for them? Are they launching something right now? You got to sign up for their news list so you can find out. You got to follow them on Twitter and Facebook so you can find out. Did they just come back from a family trip? That gives you conversation. Hey, I know he's out in Hawaii now, so I wanted to find out from you, what's the protocol, what's the process for me to put in this request, and when's the best time for me to do it? Should I wait a couple of weeks till he gets back? Because timing is everything. Timing is everything. And you can send an email, you can make that call and get a no, where if the timing was better, you could have got yes.
Yeah, I think that's the key point. One way you can go about doing it right is starting with your list of people that you'd like to interview. Another way is just start paying attention to who has books coming out, who has albums coming out, who has a movie to promote, a new business, a new show, whatever it is, where they're going to have to do so many appearances promoting that. If you can get a hold of them early on before, say, they commit to doing 4 other podcasts or 4 other live video shows or whatever, you can be one of the few that they do when they say, okay, we're going to do 12 TV and 6 radio, and we'll do maybe a couple of other. Like, if you can get a hold of them early before that schedule sets in, right? You got a real chance. But like you said, you have to have your ask ready, and knowing the timing when they're going to be promoting their book or whatever. That's so huge, because then they have to go out and do these things, and you're hitting them at that time. So what's in it for them is that's one less interview they have to go out and book and check off with their publicist and all that stuff. So you're almost doing them a favor, but you have to really time it right, right?
Right, right, and make sure it's on point. Just because they did a book 6 months ago doesn't mean they're marketing that book now.
No.
What are they doing now? What are they passionate about now? Absolutely.
So now, how is it different, say, between celebrities and when you want to get an expert on your show because you want somebody who can lend credibility to what you want to talk about with your business, or there's some event in the news related to your business or field, and you just want to have somebody on who may not be a household name, but they're in demand in that niche or in that field? How do you go making the pitch to them, because they may not be selling anything directly? Maybe they have a consulting service or something like that. So everybody's selling something, but it's a less direct pitch than, I'll promote your book, or I'll promote your movie, or I'll talk about your new show or whatever.
Well, it is, but it is. And it's all about when you do, when you do your research and you're investigating, okay, this is a celebrity, this is, what are they doing out there? You go out, you like to bring the all-stars. You want to be you want to interview people that can bring some meat and potatoes and the steak. Okay, you want the whole bit when they come. You want people that's not going to sell. I've listened to you enough to know that your people bring a lot of value. All right, and that's how they earn the right to be on your show. Well, I'm looking at the celebrities that are, I guess you could say, celebrities in the field of entertainment or arts, acting and things like that. But you're a celebrity, Ross, and the celebrities on, yeah, you heard it first from Raven, the Talk Show Maven. how about that? So, you look at their celebrities are people that stand out in their field, in their niche. And celebrities doesn't mean they have to have millions or even thousands, but they have a group of people that recognize them as a top influencer and expert in celebrity in their niche. We teach people how to be the Oprah in their niche, how to be the Larry King or whoever it is out there that you want to be, how to be a celebrity in your niche. And it's strictly by interviewing the others, people that are the household names. So the answer to your question is, I don't do anything different. I'm still going to ask in the same way. I'm still going to find out what you're doing that you would say no. I mean, you would say yes to me versus no. And, in our situation and in other situations like ours, I looked at, okay, well, what can he bring to value to my listeners? And let's do a trade-off. I'll bring you in front of my audience. You bring me in front of your audience, and we connected and have a friendship now. And I look for people that I can collaborate with like that when I'm doing something, especially when I'm doing something new. I come from 10 years of radio. This year made 10 years of me being broadcasting on radio. But it's been a year since Blab, the name we don't want to talk about, right?
The four-letter word, right?
Yeah, and that was when I first started getting on Blab and Periscope for video. So video is still new to me. So I reach out to people like you and Jenny Q and different people out there that, are out there, and they are celebrity in the niche of live streaming right now. And because I know, okay, I've got a lot to offer, they got a lot to offer, let's put this together and make each other shine. Again, but it's investigating, finding out. And part of that investigating is you got to know what is going to excite the guest, whether it's a celebrity or whether it's someone new or whether it's someone that's between the celebrity status, but they're a celebrity in their niche, maybe not a household name. What's going to excite them? Everybody wants exposure, but everybody wants the right exposure for them. Wouldn't you agree?
Yes, absolutely. So now another side of what you talk about is actually monetizing your interviews and monetizing your shows.
Wait a minute, I got something special for that. Hold on.
Oh, okay.
Ching, 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 yeah.
Okay, I can see that's something that you get excited about then, right?
Oh, yeah, money. Here's $1 million. chat that. Yay! I love money. Remember that song? I love money, lots and lots of money. Yeah.
Yeah. I want to be rich.
You know the reason I get so excited about it because years ago I was
Mhm.
almost homeless. I mean, you know, I was doing Women Power Talk Radio, which is a 2-time award-winning show, Careers from the Kitchen Table. But my show was quickly getting ready to turn into Raven live from the streets of Houston because I was in
Right.
Houston, and I mean from the streets of Houston because we were like the guy I was married to back then, and we were like just about 21 days from being having our home foreclosed.
Wow.
You know, so I had to turn it down around quickly, and because of that, and because of how it's changed my life, it took me from when I first started radio, 55 years now, or 20 hours a week. That's before I got into radio. Then when I
Right.
started getting radio, I was making maybe $500 to $1,000 every few months, maybe even the first year, a year, you know. And of course, that was not getting me there at all. So when I finally was able to get to the point where I was, you know, actually being able to, from each show, $1,000 or more, I was starting to feel pretty good, you know, and then moving into 6 figures and now on to 7 figures, you know, it makes you feel really good that you finally tapped into your secret sauce to make it work. But you know yourself, the thing about us mentors and masters is it's not just about us, you know, cracking the code so that we can have some success, but it's about passing it on to others. So I have a huge passion for radio hosts and podcasters and people doing telesummits and live streams and YouTube, that if you cannot get a corporate sponsor because you do not have 10,000 or 20,000 or whatever it is downloads that you can show them, I like to
Right.
show people how you can package what you have. We call it package it up, you know, turn
Mhm.
it into products and books and things like that. Also, I'm very well known out here on, and one of the very few people that will teach you how to get ordinary people with extraordinary stories like you and I to pay you to come on their show.
Right.
Yeah. So those are, you know, how I make my money. I'm either packaging up or I'm selling interview slots. I think I have 2 sponsors. One that's been my sponsor for about 9 years, corporate sponsors. But other than that, I look for individuals just like you and I. They have a product or a service or a
Mhm.
story that they want to get to the masses and they want to put it on a quality show. And that's my number one way of making money. The other is showing people how you can turn it into a book or a audio series, or how you can create a telesummit and how you're able to get guest sponsors to pay you to be on that telesummit before you even have the telesummit, you know, things
Wow.
like that.
Wow. Can you share a little bit? I know you said you like sharing with people, and I know you have courses and different things that you consult with people on, but what are a couple of tips that people who are watching who haven't started to monetize their show yet or their broadcasts or their interviews might be able to take to move in that direction? What would you recommend?
Okay, well, I'm going to show you a couple things, and then right now I need for you to sing to the listeners, and I'll be right back. I just got to go across the room. Okay.
Okay.
Sing to
All
them.
right. All right. Well, I'm not going to sing because that's not my strength, but I will say that anybody out there who has a question for Raven, do please enter it into the chat on Facebook, and I'll definitely pass that question along to Raven if she doesn't see
Okay,
it
we'll
herself.
take that.
So that's my version of singing, which is talking.
Okay, that sounds good. That sounds good. I just needed to go grab this. I apologize. I've been doing interviews from interview to interview all day. So
Oh,
here's
no
a
problem.
couple things. One thing that you can do is you can take a interview and you can get it packaged up. I think it's Bravante that does that to a CD series. You can I usually get maybe about 20 or 30 of my best interviews and I'll keep them with me. And when I'm out and about, you know, and someone is talking to me, I will give this to them as a gift, or I will sell this along with a book or something and add this as a bonus. Okay, so you can sell these individually or give them away. Remember, if you give them away, the idea is to get them to book time with you so that you can
Mhm.
sell them an interview package. The other thing I do, and this is why I teach my clients, this is Lorena Douglas. She was one of my clients for years, and she interviewed me and Jack let's see, one of American Idol, and Doug No. And so what we did is we started with her interview being audio series, and then she turned this into 3 discs, put her picture on it. This is packaging up. And now she sells this for, I don't know, I think $24.97 or something, or $47. You can also put a transcript with this, and you can have that created in Lightning House or some kind of publishing company into a book like this. And you can have the book. Okay. So you can have your book, your audio series, and you can package those up to about $197 or $297. You can add a 1 hour coaching with it as a bonus and even make it more. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
You can take your different things that you talk about on your show, whether you do an interview or not, and put it into a book, both on Kindle and a paperback. And just so you know, you don't need any more than 60 or 80 pages. You don't need a lot to get your book out there. And you can sell that, but use this to give away, really, so for speaking. Then here's something that I love to do. I love to take the interviews that I do, and like this is my kitchen table radio course, where I taught people how to do radio. It's one of my most popular courses, but I also interviewed people that already had radio shows, podcasts, and things like that, and packaged it up. And this course is $797. You see what I'm saying? So, and it's been doing that for years. So here's another thing I do is this is our first edition of the Careers from the Kitchen Table book. This is our second. We just released our 5th edition. And so what I do is I take the top people I've interviewed. At this time, it was like about, how many is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, about 10, way too many. Now we put only 6, and I don't put the year. That was my biggest mistake. So I take the top people I interview, and we put them on the cover.
Right.
And then inside is their transcript. And we also include the link in the paperback. We include the link where they can go to a page where they get 8 hours of the interviews. So the interviews I did here, 6 plus 2 maybe of my training interviews and stuff like that. And this book sells on Amazon every year from about $47 to $67. It's been known to sell for that. Okay. And then I also offer people an opportunity that want to buy into the book. They pay me $497 each. And this is our 5th edition. We're going to release one more. So we have 55 stories, not counting this. So do the math, 55 times $497. That's how another way I make my money. So those are just some ways. And that's for packaging. And then, like I said, I do sell interview slots, interview opportunities for instance, for a 5-minute interview, it's $497. For a 10-minute interview, it's $597. For a 15-minute interview, it's $997. And I had to work my way to get there. I interview a lot of top experts. So does that help me? Yes. That's why I'm so adamant about showing other people how to get those top experts. And then I've had people pay me as high as a couple $1,000s for their interview to air behind or in front of people like Montel Williams and Sherry Shepard and the top Oscar winner Lou Gossett Jr. and people like that. So
that's great. We have a question, Raven. Mitch Jackson says he met you in New York. Yeah, at the first Periscope Summit, and he thought to himself,
I'm going to have him on my show. I can't wait.
He said, who is this dynamic person with the mic and camera working the crowd? His question is, what was your game plan during the first Periscope Summit? Was it connections? Was it networking? Stand out from the crowd? What were you trying to accomplish is what he's asking at that first Periscope Summit.
All of the above. I'm telling Mitch, I'm checking all the boxes above. As you know, Mitch, I carry my microphone, so I was definitely with my microphone in my hat. That helps me stand out. And the way I did is I contacted the people that was hosting Periscope Summit, and I asked them, because I have my Amazing Women magazine. I asked them if I could cover it for my magazine, and that's how I was able to get there. So my number one thing was to get out there and meet people like Mitch and Jenny Q and all the different people that I met there and interview them, Kim Garth and Alex Pettit. and just get a little clip interview so that I could have something. And then from that, I was able to get on their show, or they were able to get on my show. So it was a way absolutely to connect, to get out there, to wow them, which is something I teach people. You got to wow them so they can remember you, because there's a lot of us out there doing the same thing. You got to stand out for sure.
Right, right. Thanks for that great question, Mitch. Yeah, I guess one of the questions I have is about, you talked about seminars and like here we're talking about conferences and things like that. How can you turn a talk show into maybe getting paid to speak, or getting being able maybe organize an event where you have people you've had on your show come and speak, or how can you monetize through events and conferences and seminars and things like that?
I love that. Well, one of the things you can do is teach what you teach, and invite people to come and hear it for free, meaning the people that have the capabilities to go out there and book people on your show. What I do this a thing called the Red Carpet Interview Secrets every year in June. And so, I own the station, Amazing Women of Power Radio Network. This is my station. And so we always give away the Emily Awards, which was named after my mom, who's passed away, every year to the top host. So what I do is I invite other people there, where they have a comp ticket for them and their friend or whoever works for their company, and they are in the audience, and they get a chance to see me do what I do, which is teach people my systems and formulas and stuff like that. And from that way, I do my bookings, get booked, lots of bookings. The next thing I do, and what I want to tell all radio hosts and live streamers, other than being a radio host and a live streamer, or, Periscope or whatever it is, what is your talent? What is your gift? I mean, what else do you do? Are you an author? Are you a speaker? What do you want people to know you for? Most people's show is just an extension of their already coaching business, or whatever business they're
Right.
doing, real estate business, law business, or, whatever they're doing. So because it's an extension, we're using it as a marketing tool. But what do you want people to hire you for? That's what you have to know. And that you need to keep that as your number one focus and your intention. So when you invite people to come to your webinar, your teleseminar, or whatever, they get to see you teaching. They don't just get to see you interview. I used to do a show, which I'll be starting back after the first of the year, called Rock Your Interview Talk. Got some glasses for that one too. Hi. So, and I teach people how to rock their interview talk. But we teach them in 3 ways, which is also 3 ways we teach them how to do their money. This is our Trinity interview formula. So we teach them how to rock their host and interviewing other top experts and icons and celebrities. But then we also teach them how important it is for them to be interviewed on people's shows like your Ross, like Mitch's show, like my show, different Jenny Q show, different people's show out there, how important it is to be interviewed on their show, so that they don't see you just as a talk show host. Because believe it or not, a lot of people are not hiring talk show hosts, not the way we want them to pay us anyway. And we may get an MC job, and that's not bad. So get whatever you can. But people are hiring coaches and consultants and people that can help them change their life, make more money, have better health, know their rights as a business, et cetera, et cetera. So you want a show. So that's the third part of our Trinity triple threat interview process. The third part is you want to turn these people that shows that you're on, you want to turn their listeners into your fans, and from your fans to your buyers. So we show you how to get them from here, listening to Ross show you guys, we're going to make you an offer, and that's what we teach our clients, how to make that offer, and then bring them to booking time on their calendar. And then once they are booked into your calendar, if you put a package together, which we help you to do, we show you how to put an ISSP, which is an interview success, ISPP, interview success profit plan, so that you can make them some kind of package for your show, for your product, for your service, and a high-end package no less than $2,500. Did I say that? Yes, I did. Remember, it's all about the ka-ching. No less than $25,000. We show you how to package it up, and how to package it up where you are showing people that you're much more than a talk show host, and what you have is of value. And that's our Trinity triple threat interview process. How cool is
So
that?
that is
Raw,
cool. Now, is that 2,500 or 25,000?
2,500 minimum.
Okay, I think you said 25,000 the first time. I was like,
2,500 minimum.
my
Yes.
my headphones almost fell off my ears when you said that.
Yeah, we'll show you how to close those 25,000 too, for your mastermind and things like that, VIP days and stuff like that.
Right,
And that's
right.
what I'm very passionate about showing my clients, because most people, even coaches, they're still selling the $200 packages, the 300 and 400. And, no judgment. I just know that because I'm a coach and I'm a mentor,
Right.
and I know that that's a lot of hard work. And I know that, really good coach, they may step out of their dinner with their family to take your call, or help you in some kind of way. They really are
Right.
being, pouring out their heart to help you move. And so I just think it's time for us to, I guess you could say, just package it up more, make it, make it show our worth. Because if you don't value yourself, no one else is. And I learned that the hard way. And I'm extremely passionate in showing talk show hosts, whatever format, that you can turn your talk show host, you can turn your conversations from the radio, from web TV, from Periscope, from Livestream, from Facebook Live, from anywhere, and turn that into a six-figure, yes, I said it, cash machine. And if you already got six figures, then you can add six more. How about that?
Not bad. Talk a little bit about what you're doing with Amazing Women of
Amazing
Power
Women
Radio.
of Power. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Amazing
How does that work? It's an online radio station, and you've got a whole variety of shows. I think you said on your website you have up to like 20 hosts at one time.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
then Friday is the day that you have men hosts take over
the Amazing Men of Power. Right.
So
Again,
just
it's
talk about kind of how it all came together. And, right.
Yeah. If you go to amazingwomenofpower.com, and you can download our phone app, Android or Apple, by going to Google Play, or what do they, let me see, Google Play, what's the other one?
The iTunes.
The Apple Store and Google Play, yeah. And you can download our app, and you'll be able to read our magazine, Amazing Women Magazine. You'll be able to listen to Amazing Women of Power. Now, we're coining it as the world's largest positive programming network, the world's leading positive programming network, because 24/7, it's all positive. You will never turn it on and hear anything that's discouraging, that's going to bring you down. We get emails from people all over the world, and we're in, I think the last count was like over 153 different countries. And guess what? People are always saying, I can turn you on all night and just let you air for the rest of the day, because it's all positive programming. It's all empowered and uplifting. Our motto is, our goal is to help you reach yours. So Mondays is empowerment, uplifting, encouragement. You can do it type shows. Tuesdays, we sprinkle it with my celebrity interviews, and then we highlight a lot of our hosts. We air telesummits, but we call them radionars, for people that want to rent time on our station to run their program on there and block out that whole day Tuesday. That's what Tuesday's for, special programming. Wednesdays is health, wellness, law of attraction, and also it's Christian and things like that, metaphysical type. And then Thursday is business. It's all about the business. It's all about making money. It's how to create your business, how to keep your business going, taxes, things like that. And Fridays is the day we give our men, the amazing men of power. Most of my hosts have been with me for 4 or 5 years, because we do have a mastermind. So like tonight, after I get off here, we will be doing our monthly mastermind call. And I keep them showing them how to sell and how to get top guests. And they're invited to exclusive interviews. They were invited to a private exclusive interview we did a few years ago with Oscar winner Lou Gossett Jr. They got to talk to him and things like that. So I'm really proud of the station.
So now, how much of the programming is like, what's your mix of live, pre-recorded, reruns?
It's all pre-recorded. It's all pre-recorded. I got it going systematically because I got so much going on. The only time we go live is I go live on my shows, because it's from my end. It's easy to do. Not on all of them anymore. And I also will go live whenever I have some real big interviews. The celebrity ones, then of course Jack Canfield, Les Brown, anybody like that, we will take them live. Lisa Sasevich and things like that. Yeah.
So those like Jack Canfield was a video interview, but you'll also do the audio live for
Yeah,
Maven.
my
Okay.
husband, I got the hookup, and all I did was marry an engineer, Grammy Music Award-winning mixing engineer, but engineer, and he's got my hooked up. He worked with Michael Jackson, Prince, and all that, so
Yeah,
he knows
Kalik
how
is
to hook
great.
it up. Yeah, thank you. And so basically, we have it going at the same time for sure. We're going to start doing that for Talk Show Maven Tonight Show too. Starting the first of the year, I'm going to start running it that way, and like you just said, Periscope and all these different
Right,
things. We're
right.
just kind of testing that show, but I'm having fun. Did you enjoy being on the Talk Show Maven Tonight
Of
Show?
course, of course. Was it
Hey!
2 months now, right? You're more than 2 months into it. So
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
awesome.
Well, no,
So
we've had 5 shows.
right, right.
Yeah, so we're getting ready. I guess we're getting into the 2 months, but I'm going to be taking off on the 15th of December till about the 12th of January. Just need a break. I have no excuse except for need a break.
I know. I'm thinking of taking off a little bit of time at the end of the
Yeah.
month and the beginning of next month too. It's the best time to do it, right?
Oh yeah, now's the time because honestly, I mean, we have our own channel in iTunes too, not a podcast, but an actual channel in iTunes. So when I go live, we're live in iTunes at the same time. Isn't that cool? So I really
Wow.
love that. And so, we got so much stuff with the magazine, and I don't know if you know this, but I have um, I guess a speaker production troupe because I come from fashion from years ago, and so I took that and that idea and turned it into the Amazing Agents of Change speaking production troupe. And so we're the only all talk show host speaking company. And I wanted to have something to highlight speakers. So next year, that's going to be one of my main goals. I'm working on I guess you could say a master plan, and I'm going to be inviting talk show hosts to try out for it. And the idea is to just, again, I want to show people that are talk show hosts and live streamers that we're much more than that. And so a lot of people don't hire us as speakers. So we're going to do our own speaking production company and bring them out and highlight them and go on the road. So I'm looking forward to that.
Wow.
And then, I'm launching my product line,
Yes.
as a matter of fact, December 8th. So we're creating that and getting that out there. So I got to slow down.
You got a lot going on. Tell everybody where they can find information about your new hat product, and also where they can find you if they want to connect with you online.
Okay. Well, for the hat product, which is of course my we're calling it now the Fedora hat wraps, but I sent out emails even to you all. We're looking, so check your email. We're looking for a new name. That's the name that we because we found out it's more than fedoras. It fits a lot of different hats. So for that, we're working on the website now. We will probably have it in a couple weeks, but on December 8th is our launch. So we're going to live stream our launch. So you guys make sure you tune in, and we will be unveiling the website then. I also want to give your listeners a gift. I have my Talk Show Magic book. So
Right.
I want you guys to check that out. And we teach you how to be an irresistible host, how to get more exposure and celebrity interviews, and how to make some money. Again, ka-ching, ka-ching. So you guys can go to talkshowmagic.com. And if any of your listeners is on Facebook, would be kind enough to put that down there, I would love it. Talkshowmagic.com. And you can download the ebook for free. If you want to order the book, we're sending it to you for half price. So instead of 14, it's 7. And you get the Talk Show Magic audio course. We're in the last module of the live course. So you missed that, but you'll get the 3-module audio course with that, plus some time with me. So that's what I got to give. Yeah.
Yeah, thanks, Raven. I just put that in the chat. Thanks to Claudia Santiago also threw that in the chat. So the link is in there. And thank you for offering that to our viewers on Facebook and elsewhere who watch the replay. That's an awesome gift that you have, and so much that people can learn from you, especially people wanting to get better guests on their shows, and also, of course, as you said, ka-ching, ka-ching,
Yeah, make that money, honey. It's all
monetize
about
your
making that
shows.
money. I don't want you to
Yeah,
be facing a foreclosure like I was because you're doing. See, the thing about having shows and interviewing the best of the best, it's fun, as you know, right? It's
right,
fun, and we can easily forget that it's also, like I said, it's either our business or it's an extension of the business we already have. What's not fun is after you go a week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, a month, and you've interviewed all these people, you service them in a great way, and
right,
you don't have anything to show for it. And then you look up and they're having telesummits and they're bringing in guests. And guess what? They're not asking you.
mm.
No, no, right? And you gave them this
Wah,
gift for
wah.
free. How do I know? I've been there, you know.
Right,
So that's my mission, is to show people that you got so much going on. And even if you don't have a radio show, and I really want to real quickly speak to people like this, because a lot of people listening, they don't want to do what we do. They realize it's a lot of work. I can
right.
tell you, sometimes I do not feel like getting up, finding makeup, getting a hat. Now I got to find a hat and a hat wrap. No, it's the same hat, but I can have different wraps. Hey, listen, I don't carry my hats in a suitcase or a bag anymore. Now I just carry 5 or 6 hat wraps in here and
Hmm.
one hat, and I can have 10 or 15 changes. So it's really cool. But the point being is sometimes I just don't feel like getting up and get dressed. That's the one thing I like about radio. Because when I
Right.
did my interview with Lou Gossett Jr., I mean, literally, I had my pajamas on because there was nobody seeing me. So now it's a whole different thing. So you really need to get paid now. Don't you think so?
Yeah,
Aren't you ready to
absolutely.
make some money, some serious money? Absolutely, you are, and you should be, because you're very good at what you do. But even if you don't want a radio show and you don't want to do what we do, I do want to encourage you to interview top experts, because I learned from my mentor, Alex Mendoza, that the quickest way to become an expert is to interview experts. The quickest way to become an expert is to interview. Let me change that. Not just interview experts, but interview world renowned experts, those household names, the ones that most people will not go out there and interview. If you interview them, they're the ones that's got the 100K plus more people on their Twitter and Facebook and all that stuff.
Right.
They got millions of listeners, and they will take you. Maybe you don't even have a list of more than 100 people. Well, now you are in their audience. And people that hear the interview on your side or on their side, they're thinking, that you are all that, a bag of chips and some M&Ms on the side, chocolate, strawberry, green, whatever kind you want. They're like, this person is so cool. She's sitting up here and talking to Jack, and they laughing and dancing. Like, people, when they see my intro for my show, they be like, Jack is just dancing. You and Jack are cool. And me and Jack don't talk unless I'm interviewing, but they perceive it a different way. You see what I'm saying? So
Right.
it
Right.
is a quick way to expand your exposure, your visibility, your credibility, and your profitability, baby. Yes, make that money, honey. Make that money, honey. And you don't have to do a show, but at least do some interviews. Sprinkle some interviews every now and then. Create an interview series like I showed you earlier to do. Or even if you don't want to do it in audio, you can sell the digital format. Same thing.
Mhm.
You can get it on Kindle. You can create your next book, the book that you've been talking about, that you've been going to write. And I know you've been saying it for years. Stop it. Stop it. Now you can tell yourself, I'm just going to go out there and interview Ross. I'm going to interview, so and so. I'm going to interview Raven. I'm going to interview all Mitch. Let's throw him in there since he was listening. I'm going to interview all these people, and I'm going to create a product like I am with my
Right.
how to create your first invention product. Whatever it
Mhm.
is, whatever your passion is, you can create a product, an instant book. And guess what? You don't have to come up with nothing. All you got to do is sit there, smile via audio or video, and ask questions and zip it. Ask the next question, zip it. Ask the next question, zip it. Let them bring the content to you.
Amazing, amazing, amazing. Thank you so much, Raven, for joining us. Last question before I know you got to run. What is your all-time favorite interview that you've ever done?
Oh my goodness. I would have to say my all-time favorite. Ooh, it's a cross between two. So I'm gonna say it real quick. Montel Williams Definitely, because he had had a near-death experience, and it was just, I was in awe all the way through the interview. If anybody wants to hear that, you can go to Women Power Talk Radio and look under the celebrity side, and you can listen to Montel. And then the other one would be Dr. J.B. Hill, Napoleon Hill's grandson. And you can go to Careers from the Kitchen Table and listen to that. That would be my other one, because very few people have ever interviewed him. And this is Napoleon Hill's grandson. And I was blessed to interview him twice. And we are friends. And so I've even been able to speak for the Napoleon Hill Foundation right alongside with him. So those are my two memorable. The one that nobody asked me, including you, Ross, but don't feel bad, nobody does, is the interview I missed. And it was with this lady right here, my mama. That's me and my mama. I used to take her everywhere with me. This is me and her probably, I would say early 2000s, maybe 2003, 2004. This is me and her years ago. Look at me, little skinny me on me, and that's my mom. Wasn't she beautiful at the Ebony Fashion Show? But it was when she went into this hospital February 6, 2006. And when I wasn't even doing radio, I was 55 years old, making $10 an hour, working 20 hours a week. That's what changed my life, because my why was never big enough for me to do something that at 13 years old, I used to sneak to a radio station. It took me to 55 years old to get on the radio. And that was because my why got big, because my mother was in ICU unit for 3 weeks, eventually 6 months in the hospital. She did leave the hospital, but she left in a wheelchair. That's her. 2012, she passed away, which was 6 years to the date afterwards. And that's why we have the Emily Awards now for my radio station. My mother changed my life, and her legacy lives on through my story. So I always tell people the interview that I missed was the one with my mom. And now I was able to put her on my Amazing Women magazine cover a couple years ago when we did honoring the Mother's Day, the moms that are gone but not forgotten. And my mother was on the cover of that, along with other moms of my host. And we went out there and did a campaign and told people, interview your moms, interview your dads, interview your family. And so that's my message now. You can always start interviewing your parents and your loved ones and even your children, and have them interview you too. And that's one of the things I liked about my station. I was able to take a whole day and we shared those interviews. So that's my message. Go out there and interview your mom and daddy. Yeah.
No, that's a really nice tribute, and it's something definitely to do when you have the chance to, while you have the chance to do it. Definitely.
Yeah. And the kids let them interview you too. When we did this a couple years ago, we had a host named Natalie. Her kids she interviewed her mom, and we aired that, and her kids interviewed her, and it was the cutest thing. And so we turned that into a product, actually. And if you guys go to amazingwomenmagazine.com, or if you download our app, Amazing Women of Power app, you can listen to the radio. You can see some of my video interviews, because we also have a TV side of it, and you can listen to the station. But if you go to Amazing Women Magazine and look for the Mother's Day issue, you'll see my mom in a beautiful pink dress and all the moms that are gone but not forgotten. And so every year now we dedicate Mother's Day, and next year we're going to do the first Father's Day like that. So yeah.
So great having you on, Raven, Blair Glover. Raven, the Talk Show Maven, the host of the Talk Show Maven Tonight Show, 10 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Pacific, Thursday nights. Who do you have coming up this week?
You know what? This week I'm actually going to have Kathy Nolan back, because she did this big thing when they were doing the what do you call it, the candidates and stuff, and so they had her do something really special in New York. So I'm going to have her back. And Debbie Wiseman, wasn't Debbie on with you?
No,
I don't
think it was a different show. I think it was a different show. Yeah.
So I'm actually just going to have some of my favorite people back, because we're just getting back from the holiday. And I'm not going to really dive into a whole lot of new guests until January. Because you know what? I was like, why am I going to get all these top guests to come on at the end of the year? I need to save them for next year so I don't have to work so hard. But tune in. We have fun. In fact, Ross, if you're available, come and stop by, because we're just going to have fun after the holiday. We're going to talk about the holiday. We're going to talk about voting. We're going to just chill. This is chill week.
we still got some of our best guests coming up. The next 3 weeks, we got 3 more weeks to go in the season. Next week, we have Tim McDonald. The week after, we have Nazim Beltran. And we wrap it up with Go To Kitchens, Leslie Nance. So do join us again next 3 weeks, 7 p.m. Eastern, Monday night. And have a great evening, everybody.
Bye-bye. Thank you, Ross. You're awesome.